Hey, this is Daryl Olson from the Jackson Fishing Team again, and we're gonna tie up a few flies. Not really a 6-week course or session on one particular, but we're gonna do a short little 3 trout flies for the Great Smoky Mountains. Again, this is kind of related to that trip I mentioned a while ago that I'm organizing. And these patterns are going to be coming out of Kevin Howell's Great Smoky Mountains, his favorite flies. Maybe they'll be ours too on this fishing trip. But there's 50 patterns in here from local experts. In other words, he doesn't tie them all. But the one that we're going to tie today is one of his. It's called the Howell's Trip Saver. So I'm hoping that it'll save our trip to the Rocky Mountains, Balsa Lake Lodge. Maybe people will catch some fish or not. But let's take a look at the fly. This is the fly that we're going to tie. It's Howell's Trip Saver. It's some kind of a nymph pattern, I'm guessing, with a tail and antennae made from small round rubber legs, and it's got a bead on there to get some weight down. That's about the only weight, but we'll go through the materials as I tie it, and then of course the material list will always be in the description on there. So let's remove the fly, and we're going to tie this on a 2XL nymph hook on there, and we're going to also place a bead in nickel for the head. You could use black or silver, but I had some nickel colored ones, so that's what I'm going to use. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and debarb my hook and then put a bead on. And and again, there's I don't know if you can see that. There's a little hole right about there, and the hole on the back side is kind of countersunk, or is a bigger hole. So we'll just put so that the smaller hole is against the eye. And place it in our vise. In there. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start our thread and push the bead back here, because we're going to put the antenna on, and the antenna's got to go through the hole of the bead. And we're going to go ahead and start a little thread here. And we're going to be using some brown, fine or small rubber legs. Not very long, maybe, I don't know. I got a ruler somewhere, but it's probably 2 inches, let's say. And we're going to go ahead and start that up here in the front. And we're going to tie that so that the rubber legs are on the side. the other one on the other side. And don't worry if they're not even. We're going to trim so that they're about the hook shank length anyway. And we're going to give it a quick whip finish here so we can cut our thread. And we'll slide our bead up there. And we'll start our thread again. This is one of the flies that we'll be tying on in the evenings for people who want to learn how to tie flies. So we got a couple patterns, so I'm kind of doing this little videos. So in case they get back from the trip, they want to tie up more than the one that we're going to do there. It'll help out them a little bit. But then I'm going to kind of put a ball back here. And another same length of for the tail. And that little ball will help divide those legs a little bit there so that they're up there. And then what we're going to do, we're going to put some ribbing in. And it'll be some pearl tinsel flat in small. And I like to start it so it's on the bottom of the hook, but you know, you could start it on wherever your preference is. I'm going to advance a little bit and turn it upside down a little bit just because we're going to do some dubbing. And I'm going to apply some dubbing wax. Help me out a little bit. See that. I'm trying to lighten this up. Maybe that's better, I don't know. But and the dubbing we're going to use is some Dave Whitlock SLF red Squirrel for the body. And don't get carried away. A little bit will go a long way. And by turning the hook upside down like this, I can see that hook point. And a little easier, so it'll kind of help me keep it out of the way. Now we'll counter wrap our rib. No, that didn't work, it broke. So everything goes as planned, but that's all right. Just have to take some off of here. This is why we'll start again on there. We'll try it again here. Yeah. All right. Now we'll counter wrap that again. And 4 or 5 turns, evenly spaced. I have enough for another one. Next you're going to do is use a partridge feather. You can either buy the bag or get fancy and have a skin. And you want a brown one. On there, so just pull one out. And then I'm going to get rid of some of this fluff here. And make a tie-in point. Now I'm going to get rid of this bottom part. I don't want a lot. You can leave it on if you want a lot of hackle. Trim off that little triangle. Now I'm going to apply a hackle pliers to the stem. We're going to tie that stem off. And we're going to put a collar on there, some UV done in ice stub. Not a lot, just enough maybe to fill in where our thread's at. I'm going to put a little glue to the thread, give it a whip finish. And we'll just measure the tail roughly, trim them up somewhere right about there. It's about the length. And we'll do the same thing here. Try not to pull on it. But there we have it. Hopefully it'll save my trip up there in the Balsa Lake area. And on there, so hopefully the Howell trip saver will save my trip, and maybe the other guy's trip on the up there as well. And we'll see if we can catch some fish on that. But yeah, make sure you like and like this video or whatever you want to do. And if you feel like it, subscribe to my channel. It'll help. It helps me out. All right. Thanks. We'll see you on the water. Bye.